Work-life balance. How to manage work and private life. Let's go back 5 centuries. How do you think work life and family life were organized back then? Before industrialization, our ancestors would wake up at dawn and go to the fields to tend to the livestock and plants. In the evening, they would return home, have dinner, rest, and prepare for the next day. If you appreciate the video you watch and want to help us continue creating interesting content, we kindly ask you to consider the idea of subscribing to our channel and leaving us a donation to support us. Thanks to your support, we will be able to continue improving and offering you new insights. You can do it here below, through the appropriate buttons, subscribe, and thanks. In their world, work was clearly defined and carried out within a well-defined time period, from dawn until the chickens went to bed. These activities included procuring food, such as plowing the land, collecting eggs, milking cows, and building scarecrows to scare away birds. There was also the need to make the home welcoming, such as repairing a leaky roof, chopping wood for cold nights, and washing clothes to put warm sheets on the bed. On the other hand, family life also included leisure time away from work. So, when the family gathered in the evening, the parents would tell stories, teach, and pass on knowledge to their children. Saturday was spent with friends, and Sunday was for going to Mass. Of course, life might not have been as idyllic as we paint it, but I want to show that back then, there was a clear distinction between work time and non-work time, while in the 21st century, this distinction is not so clear. The internet connects billions of people, and we are connected 24 hours a day. A global study conducted by the Way Ahead in the oil and gas industry found that 55% of workers in this sector bring work home, and 38% feel guilty for not bringing something home from the office. Meanwhile, Next Evolution Performance found that, according to their experience, only 60% of employees are productive at the workplace. In practice, you go to work, constantly check and respond to emails, do part of the necessary work, browse social media, and go home still focused on work. When you get home, you set aside some time before or after dinner to deal with the work you didn't finish. Just as you are about to press the send button on the report you've been working on, your email makes a sound. Your proactive manager has already assigned you work from tomorrow to Monday. It seems like a lot of work, you think to yourself. You close the computer and start going over in your mind all the reports you need to send and the meetings you need to attend. Then you fall asleep. In the morning, you go back to work. And just as you bring work home in the evening, you do the same on the weekend. For example, last Saturday you were enjoying a beer, a barbecue, and a soccer game with friends when you received a call from your boss. "Check your email," he said. There was an emergency, a mistake had been made in your work, and you needed to fix it immediately. So you went back to work. This is why the story of work-life balance is so important. It may seem normal, but always being at work is not healthy. The consequences of a poor work-life balance include constant overwork, higher expectations from the employer. That's why your boss calls you on weekends, increased stress, and less time for family and friends. How can you find a healthy work-life balance and still remain productive? Start by determining how much time you dedicate to each of your lives. Start a journal and note the time you spend in a typical week being productive at the office. Also take into account the time you waste due to distractions, the time you dedicate to household chores, and the time you spend disconnected. Examine your journal to understand what the problem is. You might discover that you spend too much time at work. How productive is the time you spend? Or perhaps the problem is that you spend time thinking about work when you should be resting. In any case, it is necessary to diagnose the specific problems of your work-life balance. What should your ideal work-life balance be? How much time should you dedicate to work to fulfill all your responsibilities? What should a vacation look like for you? It is possible to create a pie chart that shows the percentage of time dedicated to main activities. Additionally, you can attach a legend to the chart that explains what you are allowed to do when you are working and when you are resting. Stick it on your work desk or on the refrigerator at home. Then work slowly and steadily to achieve the balance. One of the main reasons why 92% of Americans do not keep their New Year's resolutions is that they try to achieve their goals too quickly. To achieve the work-life balance you desire, You might need to meet with your boss and insist that they not call you to work on the weekend. But if the weekend is spent correcting work errors from a week, you and your boss might end up in conflict. So, where to start? Before leaving the office on Friday, review your work and correct any mistakes made. Then, if your boss asks to assign you more work, you can say, in a very creative way, no. And perhaps, if there are no mistakes in your work, they won't call you back. It is also important to completely disconnect from work when you are away from it. Turn off the computer and don't look at work emails. Better yet, spend that time on social media, checking what's happening with friends or keeping up with the kids. You can be an important part of the work environment, but not so much that you break the company if you don't respond to calls, emails, work emails, or phone calls on those evenings when you are not on the phone with your partner. Every time you shift your attention to something new, you lose a bit of concentration, and working when you shouldn't be working can lead to constant stress. Taking care of yourself is another way to improve work-life balance and the quality of your free time. Physical exercise helps you feel better because when you move your muscles, endorphins are released into the blood. Meditation and yoga also help alleviate stress. Meditation and yoga, on the other hand, can also help reduce stress because you need to take your mind off your thoughts and observe what you are thinking. Observe what you are thinking. Go to the hairdresser. Go shopping, according to your plans and budget. Go jogging. Lift weights. Stretch. Ladies, go to the hairdresser every other Saturday for a manicure and haircut and observe how it affects your productivity during the week. Observe also how you feel. Finally, to achieve a good work-life balance, it is necessary to limit interactions and activities with people who waste your time. The study cited states that employees are only 60% productive at the workplace. Where does inefficiency hide? Observe yourself at work. How much time do you spend on social media or responding to emails? How much time do you spend socializing aimlessly? In your free time, do you interact with people who influence your free time? Why do you socialize with them? You might socialize a bit less with these people. If there are people or activities that bring you no benefit at work or in your personal life, abandon them. I hope you have understood the importance of work-life balance. Work-life balance affects both your productivity at work and the quality of your free time. The old adage, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, is true, but if you dedicate your free time to work, you can also become a boring and stressed person. Share your personal experience on today's topic with us. Write it in the comments and ask us any questions you may have. We will be happy to answer. Leave a comment so that we can perfect our creations. We will be happy with your simple like, but the most important thing is not to forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos.